Hello, this is a review of the Bray property management lease. Each section is summarized, but you are responsible for reading the entire lease. Please feel free to refer to the written document as we go over each section, and stop this video at any time to read the exact wording. At the top of the first page in capital letters, it states, "This is a legal instrument. If not understood, legal, tax, or other counsel should be consulted before signing. If you have questions on any part of the lease, please ask the property manager. Make sure that you understand this document before you sign it. This is a binding document." The first paragraph identifies Bray Property Management as the landlord, the tenant and co-signers, the address of the property, and the security and pet deposits that apply. The term of the lease begins the first day you are responsible for the property. It ends the last day of the month listed in this agreement. Rent indicates the total amount paid over the entire term of the lease, the regular monthly rental payment, and any prorated amounts paid at the beginning of the lease term. There are some important things to remember. Rent is due on the first of the month in our office at 637 North Avenue in Grand Junction. If it is not received by the 5th of the month, there is a $50 late charge. If we still have not received it by the 10th of the month, there is an additional $30 charge, totaling $80. Any non-sufficient funds checks, bounce checks, have a charge of $25 each. This paragraph explains that each person who has signed the lease is responsible for the total amount of rent and any other charges. The tenant is responsible for all the utilities except those listed in the lease. Please read this portion carefully. Only those people who sign the lease can live in the unit, and there is a limit of 2 people per bedroom. No animal shall be brought on the premises without written consent of the landlord. This includes visiting pets. If your property allows pets, there is also a pet agreement. Please be aware that only the animals listed on that agreement are allowed on the premises at any time. House rules addresses the expectation of common courtesy regarding noise, odor, trash pickup, animals, and the use of common areas. If your unit is part of a homeowners association, you are expected to obey all their rules and regulations also. Only lawful activity will be allowed. You are expected to obey all state, local, and federal laws, statutes, and ordinances. We do not allow assignment or subletting. You must contact your property manager for any change in who is living at the property. Please feel free to hang pictures or decorate, but you cannot paint or wallpaper the unit. The tenant is responsible for any glass breakage or damage caused by any act or negligence. You are also responsible for any damage caused by a guest or by family. You are responsible for the acts of people on your property. If damage is due to a public enemy or vandalism, a police report will be needed. You will also be responsible for keeping up the grounds, weed control, litter, keeping up the lawn, the trees, and the shrubs. Snow and ice must be removed from any public walkway within 24 hours. If you neglect any of these duties, you will be charged for having them taken care of. The Bray Property Management Maintenance Department is responsible for all repairs. Do not attempt to do it yourself. When you call in for a repair, you automatically give the maintenance department permission to enter the unit. Emergencies are no water, no heat, or no electricity in the unit, flooding, or water line breakage. Not everything is an emergency. Anything that is on the property when you take possession should remain with the property when you vacate. Please read carefully the following sections on Colorado lien law and default. Be aware that anything that you leave behind on the premises when you vacate is considered abandoned. Please read the holdover tenancy clause. This addresses charges that will apply if you stay past your move-out date. You are required to keep all motor vehicles licensed, insured, and in working order. If you have a problem, please contact your property manager. As part of the lease, you pay a security and cleaning deposit. This is not the last month's rent. If the unit is clean, in good repair, and ready to re-rent, you will receive the deposit back minus a charge for carpet cleaning. If you do not move into the unit after signing the lease, or you break the lease at any time for any reason, the security deposit goes to a fee to re-rent that unit. That fee is equal to 1 month's rent. Damage to premises addresses what happens if the unit becomes unlivable. You will be responsible for any damage that you have caused. Be familiar with the collection provisions. If your account is so far behind that it must be sent to a collection agency, a fee equal to 33.3% will be added to what you already owe. The landlord has the right to enter the property in case of emergency, to make repairs, or to do an inspection. The landlord is not liable for an injury to tenants or guests or damage to property unless directly due to negligence of the landlord. The building itself is insured, but none of your possessions are. We highly recommend that you purchase renter's insurance. Please review these sections carefully and make sure you understand them. Any property you leave behind when you vacate the premises will be considered in the abandonment clause. The charge to remove that property from the premises will be added to what you owe. If there is a storage space at your unit, please read the section on storage and insurance. Anything stored at the unit is done so at your own risk. Nothing dangerous can be stored in the unit. Public walkways, halls must be kept clean of obstruction. No vehicles except those belonging to the tenant can be parked in the assigned spaces. The next section covers the rights and responsibilities of both the tenant and the landlord if we are unable to give you possession of the unit at the time of the lease. Please read the paragraph on notice to vacate carefully. We require 1 full calendar month written notice before your move-out date. Our leases always end on the last day of the month. If notice is received late in the month prior to your move-out date, after the 5th, you will be responsible for the rent for the following full calendar month. Your particular lease may have additional items listed toward the end of the document. Please read those carefully. If you are renting an older property, you will also receive a lead-based paint disclosure. It acknowledges any known use of lead-based paint. You will also receive a pamphlet on the dangers of lead poisoning. Please read that carefully. This is your move-in checklist. It is to your benefit to complete it carefully. It is your proof of any defect or damage to the property before you move in. It must be returned to our office within 7 days of your move-in date. Please be aware that before you can install a cable line or satellite dish, you must have written permission of the landlord. You will also receive a sheet on normal wear and tear. It gives a definition of what we consider to be normal wear and tear, what we check when you leave, and the costs of any damage or cleaning should they be needed. Please have your property manager answer any questions you have before you sign the lease. When you sign this lease, you agree that you have read the entire document and agree to every part of it. Thank you very much for your attention.